Hi there. How are you doing? Welcome in. Grab your tea, grab your coffee. Let's have a conversation. um, got some messages, twin flame, soul contract, whatever, um, whatever you resonate with coming through here. Up close and personal. Hold, please. All right, I had to readjust myself. So I've got some messages coming through. And yeah, so I'm just going to bring them through. First of all, I want to say, for those of you who've been with me for a while and have seen my beautiful cat, Little Shit, in the background, and she has crossed the Rainbow Bridge on April 30th. Now, this is 7 months sooner than she had originally told me. She telepathically had shared with me that she would be here for Thanksgiving, but not for Christmas of this year. And so I was kind of settled in that, right? And then in 2 weeks, she went from 14 pounds to 6 pounds. She dropped very quickly, and her disease progressed very rapidly. And so she is now with Bridget. She's with Mia. She's with all her other brothers and sisters, healed and whole. And I bring it up not only to share it with you, my subscribers, because I know you've seen her in the background. You've often listened to me talk about my familiars and what they bring to my experience. Now, the fact that Little Shit, the timeline, I mean, there was such a, just in less than a 24-hour period, there was such a collapse and emergence and a collapse and then a re-emergence, and then I mean there were just, the timelines were just shifting like tectonic plates so quickly underneath my feet. It was interesting to witness, and I feel that's happening in the twin flame connection that I am picking up on, that the one that I typically channel, which is one that's very familiar to me. So I did receive a channeled message regarding the divine masculines. Now, you know, if you've watched my content, you know that divine masculine is within all of us. You can listen to it for your own inner masculine, but this is feeling like it's coming from the outer masculines, the one in the connection that holds the most dominant masculine energy, but it doesn't have to. So just don't make it fit if it doesn't, and only take what resonates. So I am going to read here what I wrote. A couple. So I'm going to share the channel message I received on the 28th of April was, the universe will send you a wake-up call if you are not fully fulfilling what your higher self came here to do. So let's just put a pin in that, because I feel that that might have a significance here, because I feel like that's what's happening. Anywhere, all of us, divine masculine, divine feminine, on the twin journey, not on the twin journey, all of us who are not fulfilling our soul's path, we're all going to have a very rude wake-up call. Now, whether or not Little Shit's early dismissal or early transition is, part of my wake-up call, which I'm sure it is, but the whole context of it is not fully revealed to me yet. And it will. So let's just get on with the divine masculine messages. And then I was shuffling this deck and 4 cards came out, which I feel really fit here. So the divine masculines are receiving their wings. They are finally receiving their wings. Now you might be sitting there going, well, I thought they received them a long time ago because I received mine. Well, you know what? Even though they are your soul in another form, they are still on their own unique individual journey, right? So since the full moon, since the new moon in Taurus, which we just had not even a week ago, many divine masculines who have pain between their shoulder blades, right between their shoulder blades, uh, this is for you, especially if you know your divine masculine is experiencing this, or you are picking up on something within your own physical body. Uh, just keep listening. So this pain between the shoulder could have been um, come up, come about, could have had a catalyst. Like, for example, they could have lifted something heavy. Oh, that's what happened. I pulled a muscle. Or they could have had a cough and then, ended up with some back pain and chest pain. Now, keep in mind, our heart chakra has a back door, and that's right where the wings come out. Okay? Put a pin in that. Let's see. They could have slept wrong, So the beautiful thing is the human mind needs something to blame, right? It needs a reason why I've got pain in my body, why I've got a headache, why I've got whatever. And especially those divine masculines who are still gripping to the third dimensional explanation explanation of things. They are gonna definitely gear toward must be noon. Got the whistle going off. The the explanation of, oh, I hurt myself lifting this or lifting that, or I slept wrong. So I don't know where I'm going with that. So anyway, the universe and their higher selves. I'm just going to read what was channeled through if I can decipher everything, and it's quite a bit. And I will say, this channeled message has come from the Arcturian Council. So that's important to this for whatever reason. The universe and their higher selves have responded to the divine feminine's dedication to the journey. The divine feminines, if you think your divine masculine can opt out of this journey, you are sadly misinformed. They cannot. They can resist the connection and will resist the connection only until the divine feminine has had her quantum shift. And that's going to look different for everyone. But this quantum shift will appear to look, oh, never mind. There we go. They said it here. This quantum shift will appear to look differently for each of you, but it will be akin to multiple timelines crashing into one another at the same time. What I've been experiencing. Do not fear, divine feminine. You will find your footing. You will find your footing. Let the energy settle. It is this exact moment when everything is aligned, when your divine masculine will feel the pain, where their wings will emerge. This is no coincidence, they say. This is your plan, your sacred plan, planned long before you signed up to it. Not only is your divine masculine receiving their wings, but full consciousness of who they are, who you are to them, and what the two of you are here to do. And, okay, and what the two of you are here to do will come online like a tsunami in huge letters. So you see, it is written that the one soul moves up together. The one soul moves up together, okay? Keeping in mind that we are a soul, a spirit within a human form. It is written that resistance will serve a purpose for a time, but will dissolve. That's interesting. So I was shown also in this time that we're in with Venus in Aries and Neptune in Aries and Saturn soon to go into Aries, there is something going on where we are shifting, changing the template in a big way. So I was shown this morning the word relationship in front of my mind's eye. And there was a very thick black line drawn through it. And then, so I'm backwards here. So in front of me, it's written this way. And then there was a line drawn in through it. And then all of a sudden, from the end of the word to the front of the word, if this makes sense, it's being dissolved. It just kind of disappeared. And then in its place was the word connection. And that's going to be for everyone on the planet over the next how many years and decades, is going from being in relationship with others, whether that's romantic, marriage, things like that, or friendships, relationship with family members, with ourselves, with our guides, with our God, whatever it is that's out there for you. We all will be moving out of the old terminology of being in relationship and putting our focus, our momentum is the word I'm hearing, into being in full connection, not half connection, where you can have a conversation, just it's very shallow. I feel like this is for another video, but it's coming up here. Anything where you're finding like conversations that are very shallow, you're going to find yourself kind of dipping out of those relationships, because it's not a true connection. If someone asks you, how are you doing, just to get that out of the way so they can get to what they're going through with their life, that's not a fully present connection. That's a old template of relationship, right? So let's keep going here. As we say, when the divine feminine has reached her pinnacle of her quantum shift, that kind of just ended. It is written that resistance will serve a purpose for a time, but will dissolve, as we say, when the divine feminine has reached her pinnacle of her quantum shift. Okay, because it went into a next paragraph. So this channeled messages don't come out with clear writing and punctuation and everything. Divine feminine, you will feel this shift throughout your energy bodies and your physical body. You may, until the dust settles, feel directionless. And I want to say that this directionless energy, it doesn't last. It's not going to last weeks and months like it used to. Maybe even just hours, or at the very most, maybe a couple days. Okay. Yet you may feel directionless. Yet you know deep within that all is finally aligned. All of your hard work is paying off in a big way. You're sensing it. You're witnessing it come in. You did it. You did it. You did that. We are pleased for you. For this time, simply allow, receive, Be blissed and be blessed. And that's from the Arcturians. Okay? So, changing my page. Um, you know me, I've always got to have a pen and paper out when I'm reading, so just getting that in alignment here. Okay, I think I'm together. Maybe, maybe not. So the cards that came out as I was shuffling, asking which gateway, because I'm using the Gateway of Light activation cards by Kyle Gray. I got 4 of them out, but it makes sense, okay? So we have Stargate Heart, the heart chakra opening, unlocking, and generosity. This is what's going on with the wings. Like I said, the heart has a back. It has a back door. And divine masculines have been receiving a heart chakra activation. My gosh, they've been receiving that through multiple transits. I gotta say, for more than a year. It's got to be more than a year. I'd have to go back and look at some notes, but they go through the period just like we have, you know, collectively we all do. We go through the, you know, the Venus transits and the Mars transits, and you know, a lot of everything, all the transits. There's opportunities for heart chakra activations, but Venus is giving us a gift right now. Her retrograde that we've come out of just a few months ago has been an incredible gift that played an integral part in this current activation. We have the star being healing codes. Divine masculines are receiving important information. They're healing some wounds, and I want to say that the divine feminines are recharging their battery. I do want to say that the divine feminine or masculines as well are recharging. This is coming through for me right now with what the Arcturians said is they're remembering their it's like their original soul, your original soul blueprint for many of these divine masculines it's presenting to them. It's like never before. They cannot unknow and unsee what they're going to be shown right now. And we have the Order of Melchizedek, embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. Divine feminines do not give up. Divine masculines do not give up. The mission, like they said, the mission is coming online to them. It's like breakthroughs and aha moments. It's like out of the blue. But is it really out of the blue? No, it's not out of blue. It just feels like it's out of the blue, right? Everything is in all incredible divine timing. And we have the Merkaba activation, transcendence, ascension, you are rising up. I just got a big old wave of that as soon as I looked at it. They're on the move. I just keep hearing that song from the show Jeffersons. We're moving on up to the east side. That's a 70s, indication for y'all out there. You know I'm a 70s baby. Well, I'm a 60s baby, but I love the 70s music and all that, 70s shows. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I feel those cards, you cannot make this up. That's coming next, I'm hearing. That's coming next. Okay, so you can't make this up. On the bottom of the deck, Soul Star activation. Fulfilling soul contracts. Remembering who you are. So because it's on the bottom of the deck, it's telling me it is in the quantum field solidly. And this is where they're coming to. I just got, like, I'm just like, sweating all of a sudden, turning beet red, I'm sure. Holy moly. Holy moly. Yeah. So what's coming up is the throat chakra, so communication. Will certainly look at that waterfall like a tsunami. What did they say? Da, 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 da. Not only is your divine masculine receiving their wings, but full consciousness of who they are, who you are to them, and what the two of you are here to do uh, will come online like a tsunami. Like a tsunami. So this consciousness, I mean, it's going to flood them. This is going to be very quick. Very, the downloads are very fast, very furious. They are, so they will be expressing this to you telepathically, physically. We do have the base chakra on the bottom of the deck too. They're going to have to find their footing, and I love this. The Venusian Galactic Council, star being guides, answer the call, time to shine, and that's what I'm like. I mean, I can keep going. The karmic clearing that we had, come up last week or whenever that was. Venus definitely having a hand in this, and all those beautiful beings that guide us through her energy. I love this inner earth card. It's underneath, it's in the root system of a tree. This is where divine feminine and divine masculine, this is where we discover what our foundation is really based on. Where we uncover where it's not stable. I feel like, so the divine, I feel like divine feminine's already been through this. They've gone through the, I know what I want and I know what I don't want kind of thing. And, setting some healthy boundaries and setting up some a firm foundation and some support for themselves. I want to say, I feel like the divine masculine is viewing the divine feminine as very solid right now, and that's encouraging them to feel safe to come through and have some communication with them. The temple of truth, like I said, or like they said, I don't know who said it. I just know it came out of my mouth, is there is no unseen and unknowing the truth that's being revealed right now. Not just in the Twin Flame Collective, but in the world, in our own um, inner landscapes. Where do I want to go? We want to do, okay, let's just go from here. Feels like it's gonna rain. It is raining. Nope, not yet. So, how do you like my shirt? Look, can you see it? My daughter and I went last night, Labyrinth in concert. So cool. See? David Bowie. I'm a 70s girl. It was fun. All right. Oh, well, all right. I didn't even have my prayer out of my mouth. You gotta be free. You cannot make this up. I guess we're talking about twin flames today, right? Twin flames, soul partner, eternal connection. It is a 16 card, so a number 7, very spiritually protected, guided, planned. We have number 44, harvest, gathering of blessings. And number 6, oh, I've got Mother Mary vibes all over this. It says angelic assistance, divine guidance, loving support. I want to say divine feminines, especially lean into your angelic team, your guides. You are about to receive everything that you've been working for. Everything. I do want to say, though, gotta have a little caveat here, right? A little asterisk. Put that here. That, and I feel you're going to be okay with this. And if you're not, then there's more work to do. No offense, but it's just going to show you where you are on your journey. But I feel for the majority of the divine feminines that are listening to me right now, you're going to be okay with if and when whatever you've been working for comes in a different package, looking differently. I want to say I'm hearing 90%. This is going to be with the person you know is your twin flame. It's going to show up in all areas. It's not just going to be with this person. And I don't even know how to bring this through, Spirit. Because there's just the human template of relationship, the words aren't even, because I'm channeling such a higher frequency of connection, there's no human words that can express what I want to say here. So for some of you right now, I'm choosing my words very carefully here. Right now, these blessings coming in, this union that you've been working very diligently toward, healing yourself for, doing the shadow work, and raising your vibration, going through your quantum shifts. For a small amount of you, you're going to be shown what inner union and outer union inner union looks like on the outside without your divine masculine first. Because that's the foundation where your guides and your higher self need you to settle into. Does that make sense? Because when the divine masculine of this group, the smaller group, the 10% group, when that divine masculine comes fully online and fully aligned to the journey, gets their wings, gets this massive tsunamic, is that a word, tsunamic, heart activation, you will need to be on such a firm foundation within your own inner union that you do not lose yourself in the old relationship template that may still be in their energy fields. Does that make sense? The divine feminine is in connection first and foremost, so she can, he or she, so they can be solidly rooted in that when the true twin flame comes in, whether it's the person that you know or something or someone else, it doesn't knock you over, it doesn't blow you over, it doesn't sway you. You are solid. Is that making sense, y'all? I hope so. Let's take a look at the oracles. Well, there are the oracles. Let's take a look at the tarot and see. And it's funny because I wasn't even feeling like doing a reading, And I love how Sadie from Yin Reiki Light says it. She goes, "Well, I wasn't planning on doing this." Well, then that's kind of how it's other than like the zodiac, some of these readings, the non zodiac readings, I don't always plan. I mean, there's a lot of them that, yes, I get this indication that this is going to come through or that's going to come through because that channel message came through before today. But I'm like, well, okay, well, if I do a reading, I'll do a reading, but I'll wait and see if Spirit asks me to. And so it's like, yeah, I wasn't planning on it. But then all of a sudden, this floodgate of information started flowing in. So here we are. All right, I'll look at that. Oof, no more resisting the shift. And I feel like maybe they're not resisting anymore because they know that they're not doing it alone. They can feel you, divine feminine, with them. They can feel their guides, and they can see that whatever they were afraid of in the past really isn't anything to be afraid of. Whatever that is for them. Maybe it was, fear of being in true connection. Because in order to be in true connection, you've got to allow yourself to be so completely vulnerable, so completely authentic, and so completely present in every moment. I suddenly just now got this band of pressure across my forehead. I want to say I'm being shown like a big old band-aid being ripped right off. And they're receiving so many downloads right now. They may be receiving headaches. Divine feminine, you may be picking up on a headache and you've got no, you know, other explanation. Not that you need it, but you can intuitively know that it's whether it's yours or due to your environment or your divine masculines. But there's big shifts going, and maybe in the past, maybe some of them are, um, thinking, well, I need to resist this, but I feel like they're rethinking that because that time of resistance is over. As, whoop, okay, well, this card wants to come out. I picked up the card or the deck, and this fell right into my, like it clung right to my hand, and it won't let go. So, Three of Cups. Let's let's uh, let's put that in the deck and let's see if that comes back out, because Three of Cups would be third party energy. Let's just see if it comes back out. If it does, we'll dig into that. What else do you need us to know, divine or divine masculine? What do you need the divine feminine to know? Okay. Wow. Well, those of them that are in connection with others, I do want to say this first and foremost: they are going to become coming toward you quickly to tell you about it. That there's been a shift, there's been a disconnect, there's been a divorce, there's been something, but not all divine masculines have or in that situation. This is just saying to me, divine masculines are, I feel like they're really seeing what doesn't make sense, what leaves them feeling frustrated, sexual energy maybe. I don't know. What leaves them feeling, oh, I love that. Their situations are showing them where they're feeling, we're feeling that shallowness, like I was talking about before, um, where they're always searching for more. They're going after more, to help them maybe feel better. I feel like they're going to understand that those old systems aren't working anymore. But this divine masculine is passionate about making things right with the justice card here. Very passionate about making things right. I am feeling a little bit of impatience with that Knight of Wands, but a slowing down and trusting of the process with that justice card. So like, they're learning to balance their energies. What else? Where do you need the divine feminine to know? Okay. Well, it showed itself, so I'm going to show it to you, the Hierophant. Yeah, coming out of hiding. I'm hearing coming out of hiding. Hierophant is about traditional marriage, traditional relationship, the old, 3D template. But it's also about connecting with your higher selves, your mentors, your spirituality. That scroll is really talking to me here. They're receiving some really ancient. Where did that go? Or was that one of my cards? I got a card this morning and it said miracles and it said ancient wisdom. They're receiving some pretty, I'm hearing the word delicate information. It's ancient. Delicate's a very interesting word, Spirit, to use with that. What goes with that Hierophant? So I can say that there is an end to a legal situation, quite possibly a marriage. These two coming out together is a traditional 3D marriage, maybe breaking up. It could also, thank you, Spirit. It could also say to me, I'm sorry, if you've got headphones on, my ostomy, Rosie, is very active all of a sudden. So, I've been noticing that a lot doing the twin flame readings. She gets very vocal all of a sudden. But, it could be where you and your counterpart finally allow yourselves to be seen in public together. Maybe even getting married, if that is part of your soul's contract, to have that legal and binding contract. It's not going to be for everybody, okay? Because I know a lot of twin flames who the old way of doing relationships is not part of their path, and that's okay. It's like I said, everybody is got their own journeys, right? Ooh, wow, that was quick. Queen of Wands. Yeah, coming out of the closet, allowing yourself to be seen. Queen of Wands is, she allows herself to be seen. She wants herself to be seen, though. She can be a little overly flashy, but she can be very confident. I feel like this depiction is showing very interesting. I had a dream about a lioness the other night. She's very fierce and will protect what is hers. She will protect her journey. She will protect her boundaries, her healthy boundaries she has put up. This feels like the divine masculine is saying to the divine feminine, I see you. I see you from a distance. I am, they could possibly be watching, but they are admiring your strength, your glow up, I'm hearing, your presence in the world. Oh, wow. Two of Cups just flew out of the deck. I like this tablet, but I miss when, I know there are some people who actually like to see me shuffle, and I can't really do this with my arms up like that, and watch the cards flip out. But that one, all I did was this, and that card flew right out of the deck. So what do you want to say about the Two of Cups? You've got the Justice, the Hierophant, and the World underneath the Two of Cups. It's like wanting to, thank you. So I got one thing coming through. So wanting to close out cycles from the past, like conversations or arguments that never got settled, where things were just swept under the rug kind of thing. They want to make that right. They want to finish those conversations and make that right. I am also seeing here that, beginning a new cycle, with in connection, in partnership with the divine feminine, who is showing up here as the Queen of Wands. There was something else and it just went right out of my head. Ace of Wands. Yeah, they're very passionate about this. Divine Feminine, I mentioned to you that you may be experiencing a brief moment of directionless, as the new timeline for you settles in. If like me, if you've had past, present, and future timelines just collapse right in front of you and shift so quickly, it definitely can make you feel like you're a boat on, ready to capsize. Just when you get settled down, then something happens again. I know that's how I felt. Lost my mom in October. Things settled down. Started to sort of settle down in January. I lost Bridget, and then things started to settle down again, and then I lost little shit. So, and I know I didn't lose them. I'm just for sake of conversation here, and how it's always been said, when someone passes, I did not lose them. I know exactly where they are. But yeah, so this is like the divine masculine is coming through with, let me show you the direction. I feel like the universe just passed them the torch, and they may need to find their footing for a minute. He's standing there going, okay, I know this is big, but what do I do with it? Right? So there may be a moment of that, but there is a lot of forward movement. There's passion. There's excitement. They are. I do want to say the Kundalini energy was active last week as well. That they may be uh, doing their best to, because I've got, oh my gosh, I've gotten this one row, because the house spirit's got me laying it down. They're on wands. So there's movement, there's action, there's desire, there's drive, there's Yeah, I love that word. That there's drive behind this divine masculine. Yeah, they're not resisting. That time of resisting, I'm not saying it's every moment of every day, but it's getting more and more of every moment of every day where they're like, no, I'm on this path, and I'm dedicated to it, whatever it takes, right? Because now they understand that they've got angelic assistance, they've got the assistance of the divine feminine, they've got the assistance of their guides and their ancestors, but they're fired up. They're very driven. I love that. Very driven. Well, I think the what is today? I do want to say that the last reading for the twin flames, the title was just not a few days ago, doing what I need to do to get back home. And that's home within themselves, home with the divine feminine. Could be a literal home. They could be traveling, but really driven. And I like that. That video was done on the 28th, which was what, Monday? So just a couple days ago. Very interesting. It feels like weeks ago that I did that. So it's showing me that the energies are consistent. They're doing what they can to get back, in alignment, to get back to the divine feminine, to get back to where they know they should have been, and again, woulda, shoulda, coulda, it doesn't do them any good, but they're recognizing everything they put in the way of true connection with the feminine. I like that it's showing me consistency now. It hasn't altered much since Monday, right? And energy is always fluid, always shifting. What else do you want to tell the divine feminine, divine masculine, about what you're going through, processing, experiencing? They're experiencing some huge tower moments for sure. I'm hearing sleepless nights. Well, it came out. Remember, the Three of Cups came out, and I put it back in, and it wanted to come out with the Temperance card. So I feel that there are some third energies that are undergoing a process of healing right now. Divine masculine may be asking the divine feminine to be patient. No problem. We're pros at patience, right? But I feel like this is also saying that the divine masculine is healing themselves after some sort of third party removal, because they can't just jump into connection, physical connection with the divine feminine until this energy has been processed and integrated and healed. And they know that. They're recognizing that now. Although with all these wands, they would certainly like to. So right now, there's some cups. There's some water being thrown on this for them, and which is making some steam. But they'll maneuver that a little bit better than the full-on fire of the wands, the heat. Anything else? Queen of Cups. Keep your heart open. Keep your heart soft. Receive. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, let's get some. What do you want? Yeah, Page of Pentacles. there is a new page coming. There is a new a chapter about to start. Oop, 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 nope, nope, nope. Where'd you go? Okay, well, these two flipped over. Knight of Swords. Oh, oh, you serious? Deck just went all over the floor. Two decks, actually. I think part of one went underneath the couch. Anyway, Knight of Swords with six of Swords and Six of Cups. Spirit showing me, put them this way. Which is how they would be when I put them on the couch anyway. Moving on, there's your boat on this turbulent water. But you're holding steady. They're holding steady, Divine Feminines. Just so you know this. And I feel like by you holding steady, it helps them. You're holding the energies where some things may be or what's that word? Or I'm hearing irrational or erratic. We did get through last week or Monday, whenever it was, with something about a hiccup for the Divine Masculine in the energies. And that Knight of Swords feels like the hiccup. What is that hiccup? What was that hiccup? I want to say Ace of Pentacles, stability. A true plan, a solid plan, I'm hearing. Why was it a hiccup? Why wasn't a hiccup? Five of Cups. Oh. So there could have been some sort of a transit, or it just could have been the new moon in Taurus over the weekend that had them reassessing some past energy, maybe past life or past this incarnation energy, where they didn't fully show up for you, Divine Feminine, where they're saying where I didn't fully show up for myself. All right, so that was the hiccup. Oh, so I'm being shown it as this little analogy or whatever you want to call it. I'm being shown this huge ass book, and it's out in this field, and it's a field of wildflowers, and they're blowing around. But this book is sitting. It's I don't know. It's maybe propped up on a rock or something, but it's down on the ground. It's not up on a pedestal or anything like that. I don't know why that's significant, but it is. But I'm showing how, the pages are fluttering in the wind. The pages are turning. And the hiccup, all of a sudden, the hiccup was the book finally, the whole thing kind of went bam. That was the hiccup. And then the book opens again and it's at the first page, but it's a new story. It's a new timeline. That's how I'm being shown this hiccup for the Divine Masculine. So Divine Feminine, the hiccup for you could be like what I experienced. Something that occurred in your life that kind of had past, present, and future, multiple timelines kind of just collapsing in on one another. It's like they ran into each other and then fell down. It's like you run, bounce right off each other and then fall down. It was pretty profound. They experienced that in a more energetic way, not in, I don't, I want to say that that hiccup didn't happen in their physical, where for you it may have happened in your physical experience. You get what I'm saying here? Um, but it helped them move out of, and it is helping them move out of a mindset that is, it just it just wasn't working anymore, and moving them into their heart space, something more vulnerable, something more compassionate and empathetic and loving. And I'm hearing the word fulfilling. So we do have two cards here of the past energy. I feel like they've really leveled up here from being so focused on the past and on what went wrong or whatever they feel went wrong. And instead of looking, this one has all the cups spilled over. It's like even, there's one standing, and the only one standing felt like maybe themselves. Or maybe they're recognizing that the only one standing was the divine feminine. I don't know. I can't get a good feel on this. Can't get a good read on this. So, um, but they are, they have had some time in this past week to really look at where they want to go with the divine feminine and how the energies are moving them, for sure. Final messages for the divine feminine from the tarot. What are you looking forward to, divine masculine? Truth, clarity. I thought for sure something flipped. I even saw it. Well, I've got this one. King of Swords, truth, clarity, discernment, balance. Yeah, I could swear I saw that flip over fully, and it did not. Let's try it again. Is there another message? Apparently. All right. Well, I'm hearing I'm about to meet you. I feel this is more like an energetic. So we've got the King of Wands here to the Queen of Wands. A divine partnership. A divine connection. But right now, divine feminines, there is resurrection, there is reconciliation, there is a second chance coming through here. I feel like the divine masculines, being all in their head, is just trying to figure out how to, where is it? How to come forward correctly, and they're still working out this hiccup. They're still working out how all this energy, their this heart activation and everything, that's going on. This is huge for them. They're feeling quite vulnerable because they're still needing to experience the human life and the work and responsibilities. So finding the balance, but they will. Wheel of Fortune, Six of Wands, they'll be successful. There's a King of Cups, strength. Yeah, they're overcoming a lot of their shadow. They're stepping into a role where thank you for this. For those who are in a connection with a relationship with another person, a marriage or whatever, they're seeing the truth of that. So the last month's full moon in Libra showed us some people's in the situations, their true colors, right? They're the truth of things. They're seeing the truth of this family life that they've got themselves in. For some of them that are in connection or partnership relationship with others, they're really wanting me to make sure I use the word relationship and connection in the correct form. Connection is more fifth dimensional. Relationship is more third dimensional. But divine masculines are coming through on the bottom of the deck here. What's in the field is they want longevity. They want to do right. They want to level up with you. They want a solid foundation with you, divine feminine. That is the truth. That is the truth. Now let me find my deck. That is down here. I've got a mess. Got a mess. Sorry if you can hear my belly growling. It's time for something to eat. All right, final messages here. Guidance for the divine feminine. Let's get something. Well, how do we want to do that? One card that will express the divine masculine, who's working with the divine masculine, and then some messages for the divine feminine. So one card I'm hearing for the divine masculine. Thank you. Mercury, open communication. Get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. I feel like they're certainly going to come through. They may be just telepathically right now, but definitely coming through with some very vulnerable discussions. Okay, but that's encouraging, right? Very open, and that's they want you to be open too. So no holding back. A conversation where nothing is held back, and things actually get cleared up. I'm hearing the divine feminine saying, it doesn't matter to me about clearing up the past, but I can say right now that the divine feminine will sit. They will hear them out. They will not stop them from, speaking their heart, their mind, their truth, their frustrations, whatever comes out, they will receive and be present for the divine masculine. I've got the twin card coming out here. I've got the Miriam Sacred Vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal, because the divine feminine is already forgiven the past. Past. This incarnation past, everything. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. Love that. I love the Vesica Pisces there. We've got Kali Ma, facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. Divine feminine, sure is. I've had some fear in the energy fields come up since that new moon in Taurus as well. Really strange anxiety and fear. I was like, well, where is that coming from? But just watched it and watched it leave as well, because it's the collectively. There's just so much out there. Mother Mary, well, she came through. I felt her presence with this angelic assistance card. Love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. And one. Whoop. Well, all right. I think you saw that one. Hope. I was going to say one more. Hope, love, and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. And divine feminine, I know you've been there, and I love this. She's been coming up a lot for me as well. Mary Magdalene. Very strong energy. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. You have something important to share. Divine feminine, I feel like you're just being encouraged to move forward and upward. Keep doing what you're doing, and it's exactly what you should be doing. And just because the divine masculine returns doesn't mean you stop doing that. We have been in the practice of making our spirituality our daily practice, our daily lifestyle. Our, you know, it's not like being on a diet that you go off of. This is, we've been in preparation mode um, for years. You know, gosh, since what, 2012. You know, 2008 maybe for some of you. Just, yeah, we've been in everything. Everything is about to unfold right before your eyes. Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave it there. If you're still here, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it, and I love you. I really love you. We will see you next time. If you are interested in a personal reading, email will be down below in the description box. Reach out to me, and thank you to those who have already reached out. I really appreciate it. I love reading for y'all. It's so fun. It is it is it is my passion. Well, I did have my twin flame messages. Well, just a couple. Just a couple before I close. I forgot they were there. I put my hand on them. They were sitting right next to my up here. Mission. Together we are unstoppable in an unstoppable force. They're recognizing this. Divine masculines are recognizing this. What do you want to say to your divine feminine? Oh, okay, that went up apparently. Expectation. I want to be all that you want me to be. I don't want to disappoint you. They're really focused on that. My goodness, hold me. I need to feel your arms around me. This is not an easy time for them, but you got through it, and they'll get through it too. Hopeful. I know we will be together again, so they are holding out some hope. Good, good, good. And time apart. This time apart is giving both of us an opportunity to work on ourselves and be the best version. Absolutely. So if you've been in communication, you know, don't even think about twice about it if suddenly there's no communication yet. They miss you is on the bottom of the deck, and this one on the top certainly wants to come out. Communication. There is definitely going to be some communication forthcoming. All right, now I'm really done. Now I'm really done. All right. I love you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time, right? Bye.